Okay, once you have your nameplate all set, we're going to need to make relief cuts. So, like I said, all this can be done on hand on a sheet of paper, big bubbly letters, um, connecting them. See how they're connected here, here. You want them connected, and then you just got to draw out your relief cuts. If you want to keep using this, what you've worked on sketching out, just go over to pencil. Make sure fill is at 0. Basically, click on that water drop. Outline is what we need. Switch the color to something, maybe gray or something, just so it looks a little bit different than the letters. And then we're just mapping out our cuts. They don't have to be perfect. They're more like a guide for you. So first one I would do, make the big long cut here, all the way to the end of the piece of wood, all the way through. And then just put 1 by that one. Then the next cut I would want to do is, because you really want to work with a smaller piece. I obviously know not to cut there. We'll label that 2. And then my third cut, same thing. I'm going to try to make this right up to the edge. I'm going to call that 3. And then that one's 4. Alright, so we gotta do some relief cuts. The way you do that is go on a pencil, make sure the fill is at 0, and then pick a color. Don't use black, it'd be a little confusing. Um, I don't know, gray's fine for this. You can make it a little thicker if you want, that's up to you. And then basically we just gotta plan your cuts out. That's what relief cuts are, basically. I can already see, hopefully you learned something from the video, but relief cuts usually got to go in towards edges. They basically so the blade does not get caught. So when I think of where do I have to make a turn, that's usually where I think, where should I put a relief cut? So for instance, I'm going to want one here. Well, let me do something different. Let me get that. That's a different color. Maybe I'll even use something like red just so they stand out a little bit more. Okay, so here I definitely want to do one. Just put 1 by that. Definitely need one in here. I want it to break off without breaking the letter. Put 2. As I look, here's another one. 3. Because when you go up with the blade here and you make just a small turn, it should break off. When this breaks off, it's easier to keep cutting throughout here because this would all be falling off. This is a tougher one, but I definitely can get a blade in through there. That'll be 4. Same thing here. 5. Okay. These are fine. I don't see any real issue around here. This one obviously would be, 6. Remember, you can be a little sloppy here because I know that I'm going to be cutting through here, okay? Let's see if I make that. If I go in there with the blade, this should pop out more. I want to split it a little bit more, honestly. That's 7. Definitely might want to do something in here too. And the more I look at it, I come in here, I want this to split off. So I know I gotta go somewhere right in between there. We'll see. That one maybe I'll review. Let's go back through that one again. So I definitely want some kind of cut here. So maybe this will be the first one. I'll actually do this one first. Get that in there. Because when I make those cuts, that should fall out. I might make one here. And then from there, maybe I'll even make to be careful on that cut, but that's definitely doable. That's 8. There's a little turn in here. I wouldn't mind putting one in there. Okay. And then you can sort of just go on how you do it. Honestly, I think the easier to get the blade out, the better. So the more relief cuts, usually the better. Some you'll see are mandatory. Some really aren't. Overall, though, I like to put them on edges for sure. That's definitely one thing. It allows you to make these turns a lot easier. And these, I will explain how to do these a little bit later, but we're not there yet. But yeah, try to envision yourself going through the process of making the cuts, making the turns. I'm coming in with the blades first. Once you do all that, then you start in on your real cuts. You don't. I'm not gonna ask you guys to do this today, but think of this in the future that you would have to sort of plan out your cuts. I'm gonna use. Let's see, maybe I could use something different. Use some spray for this. My feeling is I would be coming in through here. Oh, that's way too thick. Let's get rid of that. Probably shouldn't be using spray, but it's fun. All right, so these would all these cuts would already be done first, and then I would just start it on my other cuts. I'm gonna do that cut, do that cut, and you see that would all fall out. Then I'd probably come around here. Now, honestly, I would actually, once those are cut, I always like making sort of like an extra trim cut, where you actually just sort of cut a box around your object, which is fun, because you'll see all this stuff fall out the way it should once you do the relief cuts, but we'll save that for another day. But when you are doing the lines and stuff, just try to think. It's not easy. Relief cuts are super important though. So make sure you're marking your wood and your target on exactly how you want your relief cuts to go. Plan them out. Planning is the big difference between someone who has a nice nameplate and someone who has one that's a little bit sus. All right, bye.